Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to take $1 Dollar Tree chopping mats that come 2 in a package and turn them into really neat learning mats or tracing mats for your children or any other child you might know. And we're going to do it with our name and our alphabet. So very cool, stick around and let's check out how we make this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela with Flip and Flutter Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to turn this Dollar Tree chopping mat into a really neat tracing mat for students to use. Or like for me, I am creating it for my daughter who's about to turn 2, and I'm making her a little tracing mat so that she can learn how to start practicing writing her name and her letters, because one, I gave her a really long first name. It's Veronica, and I really want to make sure that when she goes to start pre-K in a couple of years that she knows how to write her name. So I figured it was never too early to give her a little marker and a little mat and let her start practicing on her own. So these come 2 in a pack at the Dollar Tree, and they are just little chopping mats that you would probably get just to chop up your veggies, but instead we are going to use the Cricut Maker with the Explore tool, and we are going to create a cute little tracing mat for her. So let's get on the computer and I will show you how I've got my design set up and what my settings are going to be, and then we'll get this cut out and see how it turns out. Okay, so the first thing that I did is I created my file in Cricut Design Space. I did use the help of a blog that I read. I'll link that down below, that gave me a template, and I downloaded that template and I installed it. I did have to install the font, which is called Print Clearly, and then you want to use the dashed version of Print Clearly. So I have that downloaded and I imported it in, and then I just tweaked the file how I wanted it, and that way I could make the design look like more of what I wanted instead of what they had. I do have a box around my entire design that shows me exactly where my design is going to cut. So I have that here. I'm not going to actually engrave that. I'm going to make sure that I remove that before I hit the flashing Cricut button, because I don't actually want that there. I'm just using that to help me make sure that my design and that is centered, and that I line up my mat where I need it to be, the actual cutting mat where it needs to be on the mat, the Cricut mat. So for now, that's just there as kind of a placeholder. I do that anytime I'm engraving to make sure that I've got everything lined up where I want them, but I will take that away. I did make sure that I selected everything and I've attached everything so that it all does it in one swoop. In one cut, it all is attached, so it will go ahead and cut in place exactly where I want everything to be. This is 11 by 14 because that is the size of the chopping mat. The square is, so everything should fit inside there with a little bit of gap around these edges. So I'm going to go ahead and click Make It. And I did make sure to change it to Maker because I have an Explorer and I have a Maker. So make sure you switch to Maker. That way you have your different tools available to you, because if you forget to switch it, the Engrave is missing. So I almost freaked out a little while ago because I was like, where's Engrave? It's gone. And I just had it on my Explorer still. So if you have both like I do, make sure you swap it. And it's going to take a moment to load. It's going to say, hey, this is bigger than what you have here. Yes, that's fine. I'm going to use my 12 by 24 inch mat so that I can engrave this on there. And then as you can see, I have everything attached here. Oh, actually, I did that wrong. I forgot to. Okay, let's cancel that. Boop, boop. Let's go back for a second. I do not want the square attached with it, so let me detach that. That'll leave the rest of my stuff attached, but the square separate, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to click Make It again. Let's try this one more time. That's because if I don't have that square separate, it won't let me hide that square. And here in a second, I'll show you. computer's going very slowly. Or it's Cricut Design Space. There's no telling. Okay, so we're going to click OK again. It's going to pop up the design. Actually, no, it is showing it on 2 different mats. That's not what I want it to do. I'm going to click my little dots, which lately my little dots have not been working when I click move, but hopefully it will here. If you click those dots and click move, there we go. I'm going to move it to this mat where the design is. There we go. So now I have my mat here, and I can actually line my mat up where I'd like it as long as it fits. So I'm actually going to line it up centered. I think that's going to be my best bet. That way I can line it up centered on my Cricut mat. Okay, now that I have that centered, I can come in here and decide, okay, where do I want my design on here? I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. There we go. So you can see here's my design, and you can see that black box. And I'm just using that black box to kind of help me figure out where I want to put my design. So I think I want it kind of like that. Maybe over a little bit. Oh, it's not going to let me use the arrows. We'll try that. It's the only bad thing about a mouse, it's a little pad on the laptop. Sometimes it's not very precise. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hide that square. I just know that I need to line my mat up basically even in the center and have the exact same amount of space here and here to make sure that my actual design is centered on my mat. So now I have mirrored my design. I have it centered, and I have hidden the box. So I have everything ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And from here, I'm going to move you over to my camera so you can see what's going on here on my maker. Well, actually, no, let's do this. Actually, no, I need to go ahead and click make it. I am going to set my base material to, I don't have acrylic. I'm going to browse all material. The recommendation from the blog that I was reading that showed how to, that gave the free cut file, it said to use craft board with more pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and click craft, and I'm going to click more. And we're just going to try that out, and hopefully that works exactly how I'd like it to. So I've got my base material craft board, pressure more, and I've got my mirror on. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the maker. Okay, so we have our cutting mat here. Again, there's 2 in the box. I have removed I've removed the first one, and I'm going to get my green mat out. Okay, so I'm going to use my green mat. And what we are going to do is we are going to put the shiny side down. So there's like a dull side, and then there's a nice shiny side. We want the shiny side down so that the engraving happens on the back. When the kids turn it over, they can use the shiny side to write with the like expo markers. Let's see, I've got some right here. Yeah, just with some of these dry erase markers, and they'll be able to write on it, and then you can wipe it off. So shiny side down. And what we want to do is we want to make sure, and let's see, I'm going to just clip this up so you guys can actually see me as I do this. So what we want to make sure is that we line this up just like I showed you in the video. We want this to actually be lined up about evenly on either side. Plus you want a little bit of space at the top because there is about that 1/4 inch or whatever at the top. So if I just look on my mat real quick, I see that it's going to start cutting. The tallest letter of the first line is going to be the I, which is going to cut over here, and it's going to cut at about the 9 mark. So it's going to be somewhere right in here. And then the very bottom is going to cut at about the 27. So if we go up here, the bottom's going to be at 27. So I might actually move this up. Ooh, and I don't know, when you pull that off, ooh, my mat's pretty sticky still, so I don't want to break that. I'm actually going to move that mat up and let it line up just with the top, because I think that's okay. Sorry, my voice sounds tired, guys. It's the first week of school back, like full week, and it's been crazy with all the COVID things and stuff like that, so I'm tired. But I wanted to get this video done because I've been trying to be much more consistent with my uploads, and I've been wanting to do this anyway. See, I have some bubbles here, so what I'm going to get is I actually have a brayer. If I can find, oh, I hung it up. I have been reorganizing this office space, and sometimes I can't find where I put things. Okay, so I'm just going to run my brayer along this to try and help me get these. Oh, that works nice. Wow, I don't know why I didn't buy this thing sooner. I just got this not that long ago, mostly for projects to do with my maker, because I saw that if you use this to roll it down, it will just help everything fit to the mat better. And that took those bubbles out very nicely. All right, I need to pop that back down. All right, so I already have all my settings. I've got about a finger and about a finger, and I've got this lined up at the top because this is going to cut all the way until about the 27. So I've got until that 27. About 27, 26 maybe. The Y and the last line might come to the bottom. So we'll just see what it looks like. This one's for my daughter, so it's just kind of a test and a play and see how it comes out. I'm going to go ahead and hit that load button. Then we're going to click our flashing light, and we're going to go ahead and let it go. It's probably going to be kind of loud, so I'll probably mute this, put some music, and fast forward it. So there you go, guys. Let's see how it goes. Okay, holy cow, that took like forever. I'll have to tell you guys exactly how long it took when I check my video, because I actually forgot to time it, but it did record the whole time. Oh, and that came out perfect. Looks like it stopped right there. I'm going to go ahead and extract my mat, and then I'm going to pull this off how I do my vinyl, and I'm going to move that so you guys can see, which is where I actually go like this, and I pull, oh wow, that looks so cool. I pull the mat off of the product. I do that with my vinyl as well. Oh my goodness, it came out so cute. Yay, it came out beautiful. I love how it came out. It's perfect. I don't see any issues. That is so easy to do. And this is the back. The back side has the raised up, and you can just wipe off any of the specks of where it etched, and maybe there's little like debris or whatever. Now, if you etch and you're doing it on like acrylic, you want to make sure that you don't just wipe like that, because you can actually scratch your acrylic. But this is just plastic, so I'm not worried about it. And I'm just... But you can see that that is raised up on the back. I'm trying to make it where you can see. I don't know if that's... But it's definitely engraved there. But then it is smooth on the front here. You can't even see those lines there as far as it being like etched in. So now your student or your child or whomever can go in here and just go... And I'm trying to do this through my camera. And they can just follow the lines. And the nice thing is it kind of has a little bump. And the bump will kind of help keep them on target, which is kind of nice there. I like that. My poor little girl. She's got such... Oh, I was like, did I spell her name wrong? No, I just can't see through the light. There. And then they just do that. And then you could wipe it off when you're done. very cool. And then they can practice. I made mine to where it has all of the letters in big and small. The blog post that I went by that she had a template I could download, I ended up having to recreate the majority of it because it actually was not really what I wanted. I wanted the big letters, the small letters, but I also wanted the name at the top, and she has them as like 2 separate documents. They don't have I wrote my own titles out, and then she only has the uppercase. But I wanted to also teach the lowercase because as a teacher, I've spoken with other teachers at my school, and like our pre-K teacher says, they spend the first couple weeks of school trying to teach the students how not to write their name in all capitals, because a lot of times that's what the parents teach their kids, is how to just write their name using all capitals because it's easier. And then the kids haven't learned how to write in lowercase. So I just really want her to start practicing as she's able to actually start holding her pen and stuff like that. She's starting to learn to like to color and stuff. So I figured this would be fun because we can just erase it and she can keep playing with it. And eventually, hopefully we can start practicing with the letters. But I want her to be able to get the capital and lowercase. So I actually redid the file, retyped out the letters, put a little bit of spacing between them, and did it that way. So if that's something you're interested in, if you'd like the actual file I created, I will see if I can export this and make it into an SVG for you guys. And maybe I can stick this on my website that you can download it. Just as if it's something that you like this version instead, you'd have to obviously change your child's name. But I think it's really cute and I love it. And I think this is going to be great for littles to be able to practice with their letters and you not have to go through 600 million sheets of paper. So I think that's really cool. So hopefully this video was helpful for you, and now you're going to go make your own little really neat learning mats, tracing mats, whatever you want to call them. Use the Dollar Tree items that I showed you, the chopping boards that are in the little kitchen section at the Dollar Tree. Cheap, $1, you get 2 mats in there, so I can actually make another one of these. Maybe I will do numbers next, or I might make one for my nephew to send him for his birthday. So really neat. These make really cute little gifts too, and you could put a little package of expo markers with them or something like that, dry erase markers, and give these as little gifts to little ones, you know, in your family or something like that. Super cute. Or you could add them if you have a store. You could create these and add them to your shop with a little pack of dry erase markers, and I'm sure a lot of parents might be interested in that as they're starting to get their kids ready for school right now. So hopefully this video was helpful for you. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I love those thumbs up. Those always make me feel good when I get those. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell so you can be notified when I post my next video. Thanks for swinging by my channel. Bye.